Now, in our everyday life, things are tight. The hustle, life. So how do you break away from that to be a superhero, to find your gift? And if you find your gift, will your gift feed you? Will your gift save you? Talk less of your gift saving others. That's why we said, let's try something. Let's create it. Let's pretend, for instance, that during the day, like Clark Kent, you have your normal jobs, banker, engineer. But sometime, either in the evening, or maybe when you see somebody needs help, come out. You'll be surprised at how many people need you. You'll be amazed that when you find your S, you will save yourself. Now, because of the place we're in, geographically, and the world has labeled where we are as underdeveloped or developing, we have been taught that this is the way to go for success. If you want to succeed, this is what you do, this is where you go, this is what you get when you have achieved success. In my slide, you'd have seen golf, jets, you know, the whole of success. But I say, what if that thinking was based on a wrong foundation? What if I don't have to go to school for 15 years to get papers and certificates that will help me get something that doesn't help me get by? That's how we've been taught. And if you get to the top, earlier on someone talked about 95,000 people looking for 15 jobs. Everything is a job. So how do you do that? How do you do that? By creating your own. So we said, let's try ourselves. Let's create something. We did Freedom Home, a place where you can come to, leave your day jobs at the door, and express yourself. Now, a lot of people come in there just to see what's going on here. Let me see what other people have, and even just the atmosphere. And then when you see people like yourself doing things that you know yourself could do, then something inside of you begins to, move. I fit. I can. Maybe. And then, if you're lucky, something happens. You will see someone that will go up there who's very bad. To me, that's a gift. Because for me, let me know that, so you can be very bad and be out there and you won't die. Success is overrated. You learn more from failure than you do from success. People are afraid to fail. People are afraid to fail. If you fail, you failed. If you fail, you failed. But if you don't try, which is an opportunity to fail, then you fail. Then you have failed. So guys, you all have the S on your chest. Find it. Bring it out. Somebody needs you. You need you. So we did Freedom Hall. A bunch of us coming together to express your gifts. Do what you can. And before you knew what was happening, it became a movement. People were, I can do this, I can do that. To some people, it was a job, like a reality show. Like the reality shows now, people go there as jobs. It's an application. Can you sing? I go try. I go do it. It's an application. It's a way to escape. It's a way to cut out. And it's peculiar to us in this part because we're so many searching for the same things at the same time. So I urge all of us, really, not for ourselves, because somebody needs you. Somebody needs to see you succeed. Someone needs to see you fail so that he will get the lever to move forward. So Freedom Hall, we now said, all right, because it gives you an opportunity to express, and when you express, you find that you're more in charge of your circumstances. You find that you can do things you couldn't normally do. You'll be surprised at what a round of applause does for the psyche of any man, woman, or child. Like what you do when I'm about to leave. You're amazing. With that in mind, I will close by saying expose the S on your chest. Not just for you, but for the rest. And eventually, the S will be your vest. Thank you.
Okay, good. We're going to bring on Mr. Tope Sadiq again to give us more words, this time via spoken word. Mr. Tope Sadiq.
Good afternoon again. What if I told you that everything bad that had ever happened to you was actually good? What if I told you that that bad thing was actually as it should? What if that bad thing was what eventually made you good? What if everything bad that had happened to you was good? What if the fact that your father died when you were young was what made you move along, and at the end of the day, you now stand strong because that which you thought was wrong was what needed to be done all along for you to now be strong? What if every bad thing that had happened to you was a seed of a blessing from which you will come out and not let it be compressing, not that it's messing, but it will bring you out without much stressing? What if? What if you pray to God to answer your problem, and what he does is he gives you a problem to solve them? And the only way you can solve them is if you get the problem revolving, and at the end of the day, you stand taller than when you had the problem involving. What if? What if you were trapped in success? I can't think of a worse mess. Because if you failed, you'll get out of your failure, but you're trapped inside success. And you think that that's your address. You work in a bank and you have some good rank. And so because of that, you think, this is where I'm supposed to shank. But meanwhile, you're not supposed to be in that tank. What if you were trapped in success? What if you were the greatest general that ever lived and you were born in a time of peace? What would happen to you? From where would you make your feast? What if you were offered the greatest things in the world, everything you've ever asked for, but you'd be alone and no one there to show what it was that you wanted? Would you still want what you wanted? Would you still want what you wanted? A wise man was accused a long time ago of marrying so many wives that his wives made him become entangled, and he could no longer be as wise as the wise man was supposed to be. We know who I talk about. Let's not call any names, you see. But let me tell you something that the wise man now says. That, look, it took me a long time to become this way. And the only way I could be wise was if I went into folly so that I could be wiser. Do not be afraid to fail. Do not be afraid to try. Do not even let your shyness be your why. What if I told you everything bad that ever happened to you was good? Thank you.